right.
All right.
What up, people?
What's up?
Okay, give us a chance to send out these links.
What it is, yo? What's up?
There we go.
Give me your number and I'll call. I'll follow that thing to the mall. I don't know if that's what he said.
That's the words.
That's it. Okay.
That was it. Keep going.
That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Dang, disappointed.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
All right.
You know I'm on cloud 9 right now, right? Cloud 9.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
We're riding high on cloud 9. That's before your time, young man. It's before my time too. That was like in the 70s.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, you could show your age. That's fine. I didn't.
I try and keep it.
I'll just sit back and let you do that.
I try and find a balance. Trying to find that balance.
Good for you. Okay. See if anyone. We got one viewer right now. Bear with us, guys. Bear with us.
Anybody want to like produce the show for like?
We ask that every single. We ask
somebody gonna do this one day.
Oh man,
they gonna be begging to produce this show one day. Then we're gonna be like, nope, because we asked y'all when we was coming up, and you said no because you didn't want to do it for free. The nerve of you!
I know. Gave you the chance.
We gave you an opportunity.
Oh man! All right, what up, everybody? How's everybody doing? All three viewers of you. Welcome to episode 41 of Deep Dishin Sports.
41. You take away that one, you know what you get? 4. You know what? That's the magic number. 4.
It took you that long. It took you that long to go there, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, that was quick, wasn't it? Jesus. Okay, let me calm down.
Like
let me relax. You stopped the whole show. You just say, "B, we ain't doing it this week."
We gotta calm it down. But yeah, welcome everyone to episode 41. We have a lot to talk about today. We got some LeBron stuff to discuss. He just did something kind of important yesterday. I know Bruce is extremely happy, but yeah, we're gonna discuss just some legacy talk, some NBA head talk. We're gonna discuss the Bears as well. Their win against the Buccaneers, because we didn't get a chance to do a bear down breakdown. Bruce had a much needed vacation that he went on, and we didn't get a chance to record after that Thursday night win. But we'll quickly have a mini bear down breakdown today, and then we'll also preview next week's game versus the Panthers. So we'll do that. But before we talk all the sports stuff, Bruce, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like you said, I had to just kind of get away. Much needed. Glad to be back. Great things happened while I was gone in the sports world.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm so ecstatic right now, bro. You have an idea, because I felt like I texted you so many times over the last 3 to 4 days, and I know you. And you know what? You was patient, so that's how I know you, my brother, for real. I appreciate
your happiness. So
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course. Of course.
How you been,
I'm
man?
good, man. Sorry, just tweeting one last link out to my family so that they can watch. Yeah, good. I had a crazy just couple weeks. Um,
Hmm.
this time of the year for us, for my family, is very busy. I have my birthday late September. My
Right.
wife and I's wedding anniversary is a week after that, and then my
Hmm.
son's birthday is a week after that.
No
So
doubt. No doubt.
just been a crazy.
Happy birthday to Zeke, by the way.
Yes, thank you, thank you. He turned 3,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
yeah, we're on that journey right now.
Whew.
That he's starting to get that attitude. That man, yeah, I
We'll
I
pray for
appreciate
you,
it.
bro.
But
Yeah.
no, it was a good time. We had a little uh, like a little quarantine party for him on Sunday. Just had
Yeah.
his grandparents, his uncles over. We made the backyard look like a little bit like New York City type Spider-Man vibes with webs and
Yeah.
buildings everywhere and stuff. It was really cool.
No doubt. No
Um,
doubt.
but yeah, I'm just glad to finally get a breather, relax, talk about some sports, and
No
just
doubt.
chill.
I saw I saw your son's costume, the Spider-Man costume that he had
Yeah,
on. And that was
yeah.
dope because I was like, I want
He
one.
has he
I
has
want a
two. He
Spider-Man
has he has
costume.
the regular Spider-Man, which everyone knows, like
Hmm.
the regular Spider-Man hero. But then we got him a Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Ooh,
And that
okay.
one's a little
Okay.
special because obviously Miles
Yeah.
Morales, the last name, our
Right.
last name is
Right.
Morales.
Right. That's so
He's
dope,
half
man.
Puerto Rican, so yeah, that was cool. Um,
So Jaden got the for Halloween. He got the another. It's a Spider Man, but they got like different versions of Spider Man.
yeah, there's a
You know what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, dude. Like it's a lot.
Is
It's
is
a
it
lot.
Miles? Is it a Miles one?
No, no. It's like I don't know. It's just different. It ain't the original. It ain't the OG. So when I saw your sons, I was like, man, I wonder what version is that one? Because there's like so many out there, man.
There's too many, bro. He's like
Yeah.
he got bipolar disorder or something. He just got a bunch of personalities. I think that was a wrong mental
Oh
disorder, but
man.
anyway. Uh, yeah, yeah. It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend celebrating
No
him
doubt.
and
That's
stuff.
good.
But yeah, now I get to breathe and relax.
Yeah.
Um,
Till we got a month of
right.
breathing and then the
Thanksgiving
Christmas
and
holiday.
Christmas and
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Year. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
all right. Let's talk some sports. Um,
Let's do it.
we are going to jump it off with a segment that we like to call Pizza Bouquet.
Pizza bouquet bouquet. Pizza
Oh,
bouquet bouquet.
that's a new one.
Okay. Yep.
I was kind of feeling
I
that
was in
one.
the lab.
That was like
I
that.
was in the
That
lab.
was the reggae
Yeah.
vibe. I like it.
Oh, that's what I was going for. I mean, a little Latin. I was trying to do a little Latino, but if you say it was reggae, we doing reggae. It's cool. Yeah, it's
Um,
fine.
yeah, this is this is the wow. We haven't
We'll
done
just
an
say
episode in a
reggaeton. How
while,
about
man.
that?
So
Yeah.
we're a little off. No, but we this is the segment where we like to give flowers, so to speak, to an athlete that wore the number corresponding with the episode number. So today is episode 41. Bruce picked out an athlete who wore 41. He's going to give me clues. I have to guess who this athlete is, but the reason that we're bringing them up is to, give them flowers, give them a shout out. They're an underrated player that we want to give flowers to. So,
Yes.
Bruce, I'll let you go ahead and hit me with that trivia.
All right. So I'll give you how many clues? How many clues we gonna
I
do?
mean, start with hard clues and then get easier if I'm struggling.
Okay. All right. Bet. So this athlete, basketball player,
Okay.
He went to a Big Ten college program.
God.
All right.
Okay. Blank. I don't watch college basketball, so.
All right. He is a 3-time All-Star, a 2-time All-NBA. He started his career with one team that played in the NBA Finals. He won his championship with the other team that was in the NBA Finals.
Wait, say that again? I'm sorry.
He was drafted by the team that currently played, that just finished playing in the NBA Finals, and he won his championship with the other team that was just in the NBA Finals.
Okay, so he played for both teams that played in the NBA Finals this year, for the
Yes.
Lakers and the Heat.
Yes. But he won a championship with the team that just won a championship. I think I kind of made that too difficult than it,
Okay, so he
what it's supposed to be.
so he was drafted by the Heat and he won a championship with the Lakers.
There you go. Yes.
Okay.
And went to a Big Ten school, but you don't know too much
I
about
don't.
college basketball. 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. And I guess my last clue is one of the greatest shooters of all time.
Robert Horry.
No.
Older than that? Like older era or same era?
Same era.
Okay.
Same era.
Won a championship with, I'm guessing, Kobe's Lakers. One of the greatest shooters of all time.
One of the greatest shooters of all time.
Damn. Another hint.
His son currently his son currently plays in the NBA.
Oh man. Drafted by the Heat, championship Lakers. Okay, can I ask questions? Did he win with Shaq's Lakers or Kobe's 24 Lakers?
Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
Oh God. Number 41. Son currently plays in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq and Kobe Lakers. I can't. Oh my God, bro! Why'd you have to pick a hard one?
When I tell you, you go
like I'm a dumbass. I already know. Oh gosh. Any other hint will probably give it away, right? Or do you even know?
Yeah, I think any other hints will probably get.
What's his initials?
GR. GR. Oh my God.
Oh, GR. Wow. Holy. Okay. Yep. I'm stumped. You got me.
All right. I am talking about Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice.
Damn. Well,
yeah.
Shame on me this week.
Shame on you. Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. Oh, man. So Glenn Rice, career average of 18 points a game. As I said, one of the greatest shooters of all time. His had a career 40% 3 point percentage. Just man, he was a Glenn Rice was nice, real nice.
Yeah.
And personally, and we talked about that LA team that won it and that was the 99 2000 Lakers that he was with. And he was like the perfect piece for that team because he just was just a spot up shooter. Gave him 15 points a game in that season.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Glenn Rice and his son Glenn Rice Jr. plays for the
I have no idea.
Washington
I have no idea.
Wizards.
This shows how much
I just saw that, so I didn't
I
know.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
Um,
I knew his son was. I remember. I know his son played in the league because his son, as his dad, they both went to Michigan.
oh, okay. And that's one of your squads. So
No doubt. No doubt.
yeah, and I remember the team I remember Glenn Rice for most is Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah.
I feel like
That's why that was my last clue. I think I would have gave it away if I see it.
I would have gotten it then. But you got me. You got me this week. Good job.
Man, I am on a roll. Oh my God. I'm about to go play the lottery.
You should. I'm gonna get your ass next week though. Okay, so let's move on. Speaking of LA players that have won championships, LA just won the championship yesterday. For those who live under a rock,
Let's go.
Lakers beat the Heat in 5 games. Pretty much
6.
It was 6. Oh
Yeah.
Why am I tripping? Wait, the Heat won 2 games.
4-2. Yeah.
Well, Lakers won in 6. Pretty dominating fashion. And of course, LeBron James gets his 4th ring. A lot of talk about this championship, obviously, because it's not. I mean, it's LeBron, so of course that's going to get a lot of chatter.
Right.
Because you immediately get the comparisons, you immediately get the GOAT talk. But I saw a lot of interesting takes on this championship in particular because of the bubble. And I feel like you have 2 sides of this talk. You have the side that says, the bubble is probably one of the hardest championships to win because of, them being quarantined, having to stay in a hotel for the most part throughout this, this couple month process of this season. Them not being able to see their families, having to constantly get tested, not having any fans in the arena, which we know how important that is in terms of energy when you're playing the game.
Right.
There's that side. And then there's the side that says that this championship was pretty much a gimme. That they say that this was the easiest championship to win out of any year in NBA history.
Right.
LeBron should have won this. If he didn't win this, he's immediately eliminated or not eliminated, but his legacy is tarnished, whatever.
Right.
Of course, we know where you stand with LeBron James, but all bias aside, how do you feel about this this championship in terms of the environment in which it was won?
And we had a discussion, off the air. We had a discussion about this, and you and I both agreed that this was pretty difficult. Just for the simple fact of everything that has happened in our country.
Right.
And the NBA of all the sports, NBA is, when it comes to the political stuff and all this, all the stuff that's happening, they're in the forefront of all this. And let's be honest, who's the face of that? It's LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? So you have that aspect, and then you know these guys, they've been in the bubble for what, close to three and a half
Yeah.
months 3.5 months without LeBron. He didn't see his family. Some of the players, they saw their family, and others decided for their family not to come because of health reasons and whatnot. And that was LeBron's whole thing. Like, he was, from a health standpoint, he didn't want his family to be there. But you got that aspect. And then let's be honest, and we could go back to a show that we did prior to the NBA kicking off. As much as I love LeBron, we both said that the Clippers was going to win the championship anyway. So we didn't even have the Lakers. We had the Lakers going against the Clippers, but we had more faith in the Clippers than we did the Lakers. So, I mean, taking all that, man, into consideration, it's just it's pretty. I think it's pretty special what the Lakers did. I think it's pretty special what the Miami Heat did. What they did, led by Jimmy Butler. And I know we'll talk about that. And as I stated, when we was having this conversation off the air, any team, any organization that's winning a championship, I believe, was it Dallas Stars that won hockey? I'm not on my hockey game
That
right
was
now.
Tampa Bay.
It was either Tampa Bay. Okay, I know it was Dallas versus Tampa Bay, but shout out to them for winning, the Stanley Cup. You got the baseball playoffs going right now. It's down to 4 teams. Whoever comes out of that, shout out to them. Same with the football. Even in the individual sports such as tennis and hockey and golf, any individual, any team that can come out on top in the midst of everything that's happening in our country with this pandemic that's happening, I tip my hat to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm on that. I'm on the side of, I mean, it's not just the pandemic. You mentioned a couple of other things that highlighted how terrible this year was. Kobe dying. I mean, that started the year.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
LeBron being one of
Man.
his best friends in the league. That's like a brother to him, obviously. And I mean, that had a huge weight. You have, some players that were on the Lakers that, have been there since Kobe left. So,
Right.
You have to put that into consideration. You have to put the biggest civil rights movement in the history of the world into consideration. And you hit it on the nose. The NBA has been the one that's kind of led that charge because, I mean, if you remember, the Milwaukee Bucks, they kind of led all the sports stoppage, all of the sports that stopped. Everyone was canceling practices, games, and all of these things. The Milwaukee Bucks started that.
Yeah, in the midst of the bubble, while they were in that bubble. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, there were tons of distractions, tons of reasons to get off your mental game this year. And shout out to the Lakers and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And
yeah. And you know what? And you just mentioned something, protecting the mental. And I think that's the one hurdle. The athletic ability of these athletes is top notch. That's why they're professionals. But I think what really separate is that mental, man. Like, and LeBron and AD talked about this in there, after the game was over, of how the difficult part was maintaining the mental aspect of everything. Because like I said, man, these guys was missing their families and everything else that was going on. And all they literally had was each other. And, you get a lot of people, we know a lot of people that was saying, oh, well, all they had to do was just focus on basketball because they're in this bubble and, they have no distractions. When was the last time these athletes didn't play in front of a crowd?
Yeah. Like,
so to just kind of turn that off these athletes have been playing in front of crowds since they was
Right.
in high schools, and it's just gotten bigger as they've progressed throughout their
Right.
careers. So to all of a sudden not have fans in the stand, oh, that's supposed to help them. How? When they're used to the fans, they get their energy from the
Right.
fans. Hell, when we hoop, I like a little crowd. I like a little crowd watching if I'm hooping or or anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what I'm saying? So and that was another thing that I was just like, come on, like really? No, the fans were huge for these
Yeah, and I'm
athletes.
sure like doing Zoom media press conferences and some like stuff like that is beneficial to them because they don't.
Right.
I'm sure some parts of the traveling and the fans that like when you play away games, especially the ones who yell certain stuff. I'm
Yeah.
sure like
Yeah.
that's helpful and they don't miss that. But yeah, I mean, you're taking dudes who have been doing things a certain way for almost their whole lives and just completely
Yeah.
flipping it on its head upside down. And
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
some people are good with adapting to change, and some people aren't. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like you saw some
Yep.
of that in this, especially this year in the NBA with some
Yeah.
players. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
LA
yeah,
Clippers.
that's
Clippers.
that's one of them.
Paul George.
That's one of them. But yeah, it was very impressive to go out and do this. And you know what? Shout out to Adam Silver because
Oh man. Get that man his flowers.
as
Give him his
as
flowers,
many
bro.
games, and I think I have the stat saved on my phone, but as many games as they played, and to not have one positive test. Yeah, they played over 170 games over the span of 3
Wow.
months, and not one positive COVID-19 test. Not one.
Unbelievable.
Um,
Can Adam Silver and his team kind of reach out to our government
that's
and
I
kind
saw a
of
tweet like that. Adam
give
Silver for
them?
president. I would be open for that, but
Oh my
because
God.
he
Yeah,
also
definitely.
gave his employees a $1,000 bonus and extra time off for their in recognition for their efforts during the pandemic. That's
Hey
awesome.
man, say what you want to say about the NBA. I know a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing the ratings of the NBA, and they're saying that it's down, and I have my own reasons because of that. But they, hey man, they're doing it right. They're doing
There
it
you go.
right. So shout out to Adam Silver.
Yeah, the two sports that didn't have a bubble. Look at how they were doing. I mean, MLB
Hmm.
season obviously is
Yeah.
almost at an end, but they had an outbreak. NFL
Yep. Yep.
currently
Yep.
dealing with a couple of outbreaks. So
Yeah. And ratings across sports period is down right now. And like I said, I have my reasons because of that. I don't want to get into it right now, but ratings is just across the board. It's down. So it's not just the NBA thing. It's not just the NFL thing, it's just across. Like hockey was down. It's a different time that we living
yeah,
in,
it's
man.
it's
So
all the sports playing at the same time have something to do with it too, because
definitely
you don't have the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB all playing at the same time
at
for
the same
multiple
time, right?
months. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
So,
For cats like us, we love it.
of
I love
course,
it. I love the fact that we could finish this show. We can finish this show, and I can catch the rest of the Dodgers and Atlanta game that's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. And then we got a football game that's coming on
right?
tonight. So man, that's I'm happy as a sports fan.
Yeah,
My wife's not, but I am.
yeah. Gives us ton of content to talk
Exactly.
about. But anyway, keeping it NBA, talking about the other team that was unfortunate enough to lose in the finals, the Miami Heat, led by Jimmy Butler. Now, one thing that Jimmy kept saying in the post season press conferences was that they're going to be back. He's like, we're going to be back. We're going to be back.
Mhm.
We're going to be back. A lot of people are doubting that. Some people are, yeah, this team is legit. Do you think, and we've had this discussion multiple times throughout,
Yeah.
him being on the Bulls, him after, we traded him, not necessarily on this show, but just side talk as sports fans, but we've had
Right.
the is Jimmy good enough to win a championship as the best player talk for a long time. I mean, ever since he kind of
Right.
blew up in Chicago. But do you think that this Jimmy Butler is legit? This one in Miami currently, do you think that he has what it takes to be that perennial contending superstar down there in Miami year in and year out?
So no disrespect to Jimmy Butler, but the NBA is at a place where you need two superstars on your team. And I think as great as Jimmy is, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I can name maybe 10 to 15 players that I would pick over Jimmy Butler.
Mm,
And that's not a diss. That's not a diss to Jimmy because I think Jimmy Butler is a solid player. He had a great playoffs, a great run, a great finals. But I do think that Jimmy needs a 1A. I think he's a solid 2, but I do think he still needs that other superstar. And so here's the question: can Jimmy play with a superstar?
that is the question.
That that's the question. Because I really think Miami Heat are they're a maybe a another Jimmy Butler type player away from being one of the top teams in the East. I still would pick, in the regular NBA season, I'll still pick Giannis in Milwaukee. I'll still give me the
You got the Nets
Celtics,
coming out.
give me the
Yeah,
Nets. Yeah, give me Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie coming back and that team that they got. Give me the I'll pick them over the Heat, but I do think that Jimmy is another all-star type caliber on his level. I'm not talking about Bam
Adebayo.
Adebayo. I'm not talking
Right.
about him. He's a great player. He had a
Yeah.
solid season. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like a Jimmy Butler type all-star player. Put that guy on Miami Heat, then you talking
Is,
potentially an
is
NBA
Jimmy a
championship
superstar?
team.
Would you put him in that superstar category?
I wouldn't put him in that superstar
No.
category. I would he's on my third tier of stars.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler averaged just under 20 points this season. And shout out to Jim. We're not trying to poo poo on Jimmy because
Not at
I,
all. Not
I,
at all. I love
I
Jimmy
tweeted
Butler.
this out like as a Bulls fan, and I've given Jimmy his shit his last couple years in Chicago. But I've always respected Jimmy. I've always respected
Yeah.
where he came from as a late first round pick.
Right.
As a rookie, he barely played for the Bulls. That was during
Hmm.
Derrick Rose's MVP season. So we had a bunch of players that he didn't really need to come in and play.
Right.
But I mean, from coming into as because if you remember Jimmy when he just started playing, he was a defensive specialist. That's what Thibodeau used him
Yeah.
for. He used him to guard
Exactly.
the best perimeter player on the opposing team, and Jimmy didn't do a whole lot of scoring. But then he took his offensive game to another level. Was playing crazy amount of minutes in Chicago under Tibbs. He bet on himself on that year where he turned down the contract with the Bulls, became a free agent, signed a huge deal after the first year that he became an all-star. So his game, I mean, like we've said as Bulls fans, we've seen the come up. So we respect him
Oh yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we've been having that can Jimmy be the best player on a championship winning team talk for a while now. And
Right.
as good of a
Right.
year as he's had this year, taking that Heat team that no one expected to the finals. Yeah, man,
Hmm.
I'm still up in the air with it because I mean when
Yeah.
you facing a team out of the West, you're either facing LeBron, or maybe that Clipper team if they can figure it out, and then you got Kawhi over there,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean you're facing is when you get to the finals, you're facing superstar type talent, like probably multiple superstars,
Right.
like you said. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
And that And again, like you said, man, it's like it's no slight to Jimmy Butler. Like you said, we've seen the come up. We've definitely seen the come up of Jimmy. So we're not sitting here, when man, like social media is so funny because when you disagree, you're a hater or
Dude,
you know, you just oh
I got
my
a question
God.
for you
But the
later
thing,
that Bears fans gave me crap for. But sorry, go ahead, keep going.
okay, all right, and but Jimmy Butler, he's a man, he's a solid player, all star caliber player. But superstar, like when you think of the superstars in the NBA, you don't think of Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler.
yeah, 100%. And speaking of his game, like his come up, his come up as a leader also has been great. I
Yeah,
mean, we
yeah,
talked about it a couple of episodes ago, but you asked me if Jimmy Butler's leadership kind of reminds you of Kobe Bryant, and 100%,
hmm,
like to see where he came from. And I can kind of see why it didn't really work out with the Bulls or the Sixers or the Timberwolves, because he's always been trying to incorporate this leadership style everywhere he's been. He just hasn't had the right
right,
organization to build around that.
exactly. And you said that too. You said that, especially with that Bulls
Right. Yeah. Like
organization.
everybody's saying that, oh, none of these teams should have traded him. No, none of those teams had a competent enough front office to build around him. So it wasn't
Exactly,
that Jimmy
exactly.
Butler, would have done that, or what would have done what he's doing now with those other organizations. No, because they're dumb. You have the Miami
Yeah,
Heat with one of the
and then
best executives in basketball ever, in Pat Riley, one of the best
right,
head coaches in a game, in Eric Spoelstra, and then they built around that, and he's just in a perfect scenario.
yeah. Man, this is why we do this show together because you just literally no homo, but you took the words right out of my mouth. Pause. Uh, for the simple fact that you mentioned it, he was play. This Miami Heat team is the perfect situation for Jimmy Butler because you have I'm not just Pat Riley, but let's give Eric Spoelstra, that man deserves his
Mhm.
flowers. He is a hell of a coach. And I tweeted this out, Sir King Bruce
Look,
on Twitter. Plug. Him and Mike Malone from the Denver right now are my two favorite coaches in the NBA. I love their coaching ability, X's and O's, how their team responds to them. I love those two guys as coaches. And so, you talked about Jimmy being in the right position. Not only does he have Pat Riley, but he has Eric Spoelstra, who's proven, won championships. You could say it was because of LeBron and D-Wade, whatever. He was the coach. That man won championships. They got mad love for Eric Spoelstra. Putting Jimmy in that situation where that team then gravitated
right.
towards him. The rookies, the young, not the rookies, but
Well,
well,
yeah.
Tyler Hero was a rookie, right?
Not this year.
Or was
I
this
think
the
this is his second
second
year.
year? Okay. Yeah, but him, Bam, Duncan Robinson, you had the perfect blend of of youth. You had Gordon Dragic, was a great veteran. I mean, like you said, man, that was the perfect situation for Jimmy Butler. Whereas if you look at the team he had in Philly, Brown didn't know what the hell he was doing as a coach, and that was proven because he
Right.
got fired. And then you had Joel Embiid and you had Ben Simmons. Two just, mentally, they're great players, but we don't know what they are mentally. You know what I'm saying? So you put Jimmy on a team like that, that's why he left that situation where they didn't resign him or
Right.
whatever. Then you go back to his Minnesota days. He had Tibbs as a coach, but then you look at the team that he had around him. Nothing but
Yeah.
young cats. None but young people. So they didn't respond well to the type of leadership that Jimmy was trying to bring. So, like you said, man, this Miami Heat team, he was just put in a perfect
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Heat move forward if they do try to get Jimmy Butler, another all-star, superstar type player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that has been the question ever since Jimmy, started to blow up in Chicago is can he play with another ball dominant superstar? Because
Right.
so far throughout his career, he's shown that he struggles during those moments.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
undoubtedly, I
Yeah.
agree that he's going to need another superstar, ball dominant type player to have a chance at a championship. So we'll see. We'll see. But where he's taken his game, his
Yeah.
leadership style so far has been really, really dope to watch, especially as a Bulls fan. So shout out to
No
Jimmy.
doubt.
All right, let's move on to actually let's do a quick segment. Let's do a quick segment.
Okay.
We usually do this after the break. We call this EMB Q&A. Now, the only reason why I want to bring this segment up is because there was something that happened throughout the Twitter atmosphere universe that I
Mhm.
tweeted out, and I got a lot of flack from Bears fans for.
Uh-oh. What else is new?
Um, and
You and your
shout out to Greg
tweets.
Braggs because he gave me a lot of shit for it too. But he's a huge fan of the player that I wasn't really taking jabs at. I was just saying another player was better at a certain aspect of the sport. But anyway, okay, Bruce, the question
Hmm.
is for you. You don't have to come up with a question for me just because of time constraints, but I just want to ask you this question.
Okay.
Who is a better kick returner? Kick returner, not returner, not punt returner,
Hmm.
kick returner. Cordero
Yeah.
Patterson or Devin Hester?
Devin Hester. I think Cordell Patterson is a better overall player, but when it comes specifically to the kick return and punt return game, I put my money on Devin Hester.
Okay. Now, and that's something I respect, undoubtedly. Cordero Patterson is 0.6 yards away from having the best kick return average in the history of the NFL. He's one touchdown away
Hmm.
from tying the most kick return touchdowns in the history of the NFL. He has 5 yards more per return than Devin Hester, and kick returns only, not including punt returns or anything, just kick returns.
Right.
What he's doing now with the league essentially placing so many rules against kick return that it's almost impossible to be good at that. What Cordell is doing now, I simply said that Cordell is a better kick returner than Devin Hester. Don't get me wrong. Devin Hester is the GOAT, returner of all time, because he could do both. And it's really hard to do both, punt return and kick return. You
Right.
don't see a lot of people that are good at both of them or great at both of them.
Right.
Because Devin was great at both of them, undoubtedly. He changed the game. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
You don't have people game planning for a kick and punt returner anymore like Devin. But then again, you had the
Right.
wedge block that was legal back then. It's not legal
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of people call that the Devin
Right.
Hester rule, and that's fine. Like he changed the game. But just given how hard it is, because you don't see a lot of good kick returners anymore. You just don't see it.
You don't.
You see most actually you see most special teams coaches telling players to not return the ball, just take the ball at the 25 because of the rules.
Right.
But you see Cordero taking
Yeah.
it from the back of the end zone and still getting up to the 30-yard line.
And we love it. We want him to do that.
Right. No doubt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I made my argument and we can move on.
That's interesting. When you throw the stats out there, like the way you just put the stats out there, I could see why you tweeted what you tweeted.
Yeah.
Because at first, when you first tweeted it, I'm gonna be honest. When I saw it, I was like, I really wish I was next to Eli drinking what he was drinking at the moment. I'm like, that must be some strong stuff. Maybe we happy over the Bears win and my man Eli celebrating. Let's get it. But no, and you throughout, because you definitely had to explain yourself, because Bears Twitter,
They're very loyal to their goats, and Devin Hester is a goat. Okay.
Oof.
Just to defend myself,
Yeah, tell me
Devin
about it.
Hester is my favorite Bear of all time. Okay. This is not
No doubt. If you
this is
guys
not a
didn't know,
slight.
yeah.
It's the only jersey that I've ever spent over $150 on was a Devin Hester Nike stitched authentic jersey. Like I love Devin. Had posters up in high school on my wall. Devin Hester is my guy. But just kick
Right.
returns specifically, and our guy Tito, who's watching right now, shout out Tito. He made a point that Devin Hester has 295 attempts. Patterson only has 185, and that's fine. Like I get it.
Oh, they're going deep in the notes.
185 attempts, though, is a lot when it comes to averaging 30 yards per return. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's especially in today's NFL. That's really, really hard to do.
It is. It is. Because they've literally
That's
just
what I'm saying.
eliminated the
Like you
kick
literally
return
see
game.
players, the ball will be kicked in a spot in the end zone where you can return it, but you see players doing this,
Right.
letting the ball go out in the
Yeah.
end zone anyway, just to take it at the 25 because
No
they
doubt.
don't.
Yeah.
It's something that players don't do anymore. So
No, hey man, that's a good. I could see
I
why
appreciate it.
you
I
said
appreciate
what
you.
you said.
Thank you.
No doubt. Yeah.
Someone has my back. Okay,
Right. I mean, you've been having my back during this LeBron thing that I've been personally going through. So we're here for each other.
Yeah, you've been going through it. You've been going through it.
Oh man, but Sunday was so much fun though. Oh
Can
my
imagine.
God. Sunday was so much fun. I had it in the chamber. I was
Yeah,
ready.
receipts.
Soon as that 30-point lead happened, I was like, "Oh, it's on. Let's
You
get
have
it."
receipts.
I got receipts. Hey, we need to make a T-shirt out of that. I got receipts.
You need to make a T-shirt with all of the replies of the LeBron hate that you've gotten, and put it on a T-shirt, and
Oh
put that
God.
screenshot on a T-shirt,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
yeah.
That'll be so dope. That'll be so dope. That'll make a lot of people mad, including your
Oh,
brother. Your brother Jason, man. I feel
he's
like when he see me on site, like
it might,
if he see me on site with a LeBron jersey on, me and Jay may have to. We
yeah,
may have to scrap.
he's very passionate when it comes to
Oh, brother.
Michael Jordan and anyone saying that
Yeah.
anyone else is the GOAT besides him.
Oh my God. Yeah, man.
Which I
Yeah.
get it. But Tito said he's praying for you. So
Hey, man, don't pray for me. Pray for yourself. Pray for yourself. Pray that hate out your heart, Tito.
all right, let's move on to some Bears talk. Because
Let's do it.
Again, we did not have a Bear Down breakdown last week. Bruce took much needed vacation, and yeah, we held off. So we're gonna just quickly go over the game because we finally beat Tom Brady. Wow. Finally. It was a weird feeling seeing Tom Brady walk off the sideline to a loss as a Bears fan. Because usually,
he don't want to shake hands.
usually he
with
whoops
nobody.
our ass. So that was a cool thing to see. But yeah, we beat the Bucs 20-19. Very interesting game. Looking back at the numbers, I haven't really, did a full dive into this game until today.
Mhm.
And I did not notice throughout the game that we only had 14 carries for 35 yards in this game, 2.5 yard average, which again, we talked about it in the preview last week that this is another damn good rush defense that the Buccaneers had.
Man.
And they've been good for the last couple years. Ever since they got Todd Bowles as their defensive coordinator, they've given up little to nothing in the run defense.
They have. I was unaware that their two defensive tackles, and prayers for Vita V, number 50.
Who got injured?
I think he had like a torn bicep, and I think he's done for the year. But him and remember the name Dominic Sue? Remember that guy? That's their interior, and those two are pretty good, man. So I could see why we struggled against the
Yeah,
run.
yeah, we definitely struggled. But Nick Foles played a pretty decent game. He threw over 40 times, and it's very interesting because in the in the loss
I like how
in the
you.
loss against the Colts, I gave Matt Nagy some poo poo about throwing over 40 times and only rushing a certain amount of times. But in this game, it
Right.
seemed to work.
Yeah.
I can't say as long as we win. I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, I mean, this was undoubtedly a defensive statement game for the Chicago Bears.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the defense was just lights out, specifically Khalil Mack, after getting all that poo poo. I'm trying to keep it kid friendly. That's why I keep saying poo poo, or else I would be saying the
Poo-poo,
SHIT
right.
word.
Yeah.
But he got a lot of poo poo over the first 4 games for not having sacks, for not having enough sack. Even though he's one of the league's best at pressuring the quarterback, he just hasn't gotten there.
Right.
He didn't have enough sacks. So in this game, he decided to get 2 sacks. Should have had 3 because he got
Yeah.
called for that roughing the
Yeah.
passer where he slammed Tom Brady on the ground. But yeah,
And then he raised
yeah,
his hands
right.
like,
What did I do?
like, what I do?
But yeah, he was a monster in this game. Obviously, the
Right.
highlight of him tossing the right tackle, who's over 320 some pounds.
He hit him with that wrestler
That
move,
arm
man.
hook.
Man.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on this game against the Bucs?
Like you said, man, just a dominant defensive performance. That, I mean, we say dominant, but we still expect more out of this defense. They allow Ronald Jones, the running back for Tampa Bay, to get over 100 yards, but they made plays when they needed to. And Tom Brady, I think, may have gotten a concussion in that game, because for him to forget that it was 4th down, something had to happen. You just don't expect that from Tom Brady, but it was a lot of pressure on him. And you know that the key for Tom Brady, and this has been in his whole career, is you want to make him nervous around his feet. Like he's not gonna scramble. And if you try and send a blitz, he's so great at this disguising it and doing what he needs to do, get the ball out quickly. But the Bears got a lot of pressure without blitzing. And that was because of, Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks. Like I said, they just got a lot of pressure on him. So just a great defensive effort. Nick Foles made the plays when he needed to make them.
Yeah, it was a rough start offensively for the Bears and Nick Foles.
Yeah.
He missed Darnell Mooney on a beautiful route. I mean, the route that he ran was nasty. He had a post corner route, which you're literally taught to just run a corner straight to the back post on the back pylon on the back of the end zone, and that's literally where he was running.
Yeah.
Like it was a straight line, and Nick Foles, all he had to do was put it there, and it was way off. Like it was so off. It looked like he had a shoulder injury or something. It just didn't look right. But after that, he kind of shook that off and bounced back. One thing about Nick Foles in this game, and I tweeted it out as well, but it's crazy when you have a quarterback that knows what to do against the blitz. It's crazy when you have a quarterback who knows something as simple as hot routes, that's like a very like fundamental type thing as an NFL quarterback. You're just supposed to know that. You're supposed to know where your quick throw is in case you get a blitz. And that was shown multiple times throughout this game for Nick Foles. And there's a stat that I saw on Twitter where I think it's 65% of Nick Foles' throws have been either 2.5 seconds or less, which is crazy.
Right. That gotta be one of the tops.
It's third in the league. And Mitch Trubisky's Mitch Trubisky's passes, 34% of them only were either at or less than 2.5 seconds, and that was like last in the league or something.
Yeah, I was about to say
Um,
that's pretty
but yeah, I
bad.
mean, it's crazy the difference in having a quarterback that quickly reads a defense and gets the ball out, whether
Right,
it's accurate or not.
right.
I get it. He has some accurate issues, but the thing about Nick Foles is what has made him successful in the league is his smarts. He's not he's not
Yeah,
the the most talented passer. He doesn't have the huge arm. He's not crazy accurate.
right.
He's not a good athlete that can get out of the pocket and scramble. What's keeping him in the league is the fact that the dude is legitly smart, very very smart.
Yes.
So
No doubt.
yeah,
No doubt.
that was one thing that I really really noticed in this game offensively for Nick Foles.
Yeah. And shout out to Nagy for, doing an okay job
Yeah,
coaching, calling plays in this game. The one big thing that I didn't like from Matt Nagy was Nick Foles, who you trust as your quarterback. He saw something within the defense where he wanted to no huddle,
yeah,
where he wanted to speed it up. And Matt Nagy kind of pumped the brakes on that. And then you saw, when he did pump the brakes, it totally changed the dynamic of that drive because I think like he got a sack or whatever the situation may be. It allowed Tampa Bay to substitute him, things of that nature. But what I love the fact is that you saw Foles on the sideline telling Nagy, like, yo, like I saw something. I wanted to keep it going. I wanted to speed it up. Almost like, yo, man, like trust me when I see something like this, just trust that I know what I'm doing. No disrespect to you as the coach, but if I'm out there and I see something, just
right.
let me go with it. So, that's the only thing where I wish Nagy was just
Yeah,
like,
and
let me
it's
trust Nick
it's
Foles in
gonna
this.
take some adjustment on Matt Nagy's part too because I mean he had Mitch Trubisky starting for him for the past 2 years,
True.
and
That's true.
he's very used to having to think for Mitch Trubisky. Like
Yeah.
he hasn't had a smart quarterback in Chicago yet, so.
Yeah.
So you
That
can
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
understand the hard headedness from Matt Nagy and thinking that he had to spoon feed Nick Foles when he
Right.
doesn't have to do
Right.
that. And
Right.
I'm actually really glad you brought this up.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because you just made a great point, and so it probably just
Dude,
threw Nagy for surprise. Like, wait, whoa,
I have a smart quarterback. What?
wait, what is this? What we doing? Stop, stop.
No, that's funny. That's hilarious because it's true. It's funny
Oh man, that's a great
because it's
point, though.
true.
Yeah, probably just caught him off guard. Like, wait, is this quarterback that know what he's doing? Stop it, wait.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh
and
man,
there was a clip that they showed Nick Foles, talking to Matt Nagy and explaining why he wanted to run the no huddle at that moment because he saw something he liked. And I noticed
right, right.
I'm not super good at reading lips, but I noticed that he said, I don't care at some point. And you like that. Like you like
Yeah,
to have your quarterback
right.
stick up for himself, especially if you're a wide receiver or
Yeah,
someone else on that offense. Because,
yeah,
a quarterback
yeah.
sees stuff that an offensive coordinator doesn't always see. So, especially
True,
one as smart
true.
as Nick Foles.
And
So it was cool to see him kind of stick up for his
yeah,
own offense uh, against, the head coach and play caller of the team.
yeah. And he did it in such a he's a man of God. So he did it
Like
in
how you
such
said,
a man of
God.
God type of
Yeah.
way. He was like, hey, God is good, but I saw something in that defense that I just need you to trust me, brother. So shout out to Nick Foles. He probably didn't say not
Probably
one cuss
didn't.
word.
No.
He's like,
Um,
hey, brother.
another another defining moment in this game was that hit that Kyle Fuller laid
Whew, brother. Whew,
on a
man.
key play, and yeah, it was a nasty hit. They were about to call defenseless receiver, but shout out to the refs for picking up that flag because he was a completely legal hit,
Yeah.
led with the shoulder,
Yep.
allowed him to take a couple steps, and he actually fumbled on that play, which that was one thing that I was
Mhm.
surprised for. Wait, was that the fumble or was that another?
That was the fumble.
Um,
That was the fumble. Yeah.
and I'm
Yep.
surprised that they actually gave us that call because Bears fans know this season we have not gotten the benefit of the doubt when it comes to calls like that. The game-changing
Not
calls.
at all. Not at all. That was
Man,
so textbook.
it
That
was
hit.
it was
That's perfect.
beautiful. It was poetry in
Yeah.
motion, especially that slow motion
Yep.
replay. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous. But yeah,
No
Kyle
doubt.
Fuller. Okay, I'm starting this right now. I'm starting the Kyle
Let's go.
Fuller for Defensive Player of the Year campaign right now because
I'm with it.
the dude
I'm
is
with it.
balling out right now, and he's playing like
Yep.
the best corner in the
Yep.
league. I have some
He
stats
is.
to back that up, but yeah, Kyle Fuller is nasty. He's the fourth most targeted cornerback in the NFL, guys. Okay,
Which
which
is
is
weird.
insane.
It's so weird.
But he's allowed
Yeah, whatever.
he's allowed a
Keep going.
passer rating of 57.2, which is the best in the NFL among players targeted 20 plus times. And he's allowed a
Yeah.
completion percentage of 42.9, which is third best in the NFL. No, he doesn't have
Wow.
the sexy interceptions that some of the other corners in the league might have, but I mean it's those stats are insane. Okay, when you
Yeah.
take a look
Yeah.
at Kyle Fuller, because he usually is covering the best wide receiver on the opposing team, and you look at the fact that he's playing opposite a rookie. So, and no disrespect to Jalen Johnson, he's balling out too, but there's a lot expected on Kyle Fuller. There's a lot expected on that dude, and he's
Yeah.
balling out, man. Balling out.
Playing great.
He's going to be.
Playing
He
great,
should
yeah.
be in the running for Defensive Player in the Year. Like I said, he's not getting the sexy interceptions, but he should be in the running because he's playing nasty.
No doubt. No doubt. I love his game. I love his confidence. And you didn't see that. We wanted once upon a time we wanted Kyle Fuller out of Chicago because we was like, man, can this kid
Right.
stay healthy? Like, man, what's the issue? And he got that money and he's just proven himself. He betted on himself before he got the big contract. Had a great season before he got the money. He got paid, and man, we are just definitely reaping the benefits of probably one of the top corners in
Yeah.
the NFL. So shout out to Kyle Fuller, man.
No
I
doubt.
love it.
Another guy who balled out was Allen Robinson. He had 10 catches, 90 yards. What else is new? He had 16 targets. Pay the man, please. Chicago Bears. What is
Yeah.
going on? I don't know what the deadline is for
Make that a
extensions,
priority.
but that needs to happen. We cannot let that dude go to free agency and get offered a boatload of money with another team that probably has a better quarterback than we do. So y'all need to lock that man up now. Now.
No doubt.
Anyway,
No doubt.
let's real quick preview next week's game versus the Carolina Panthers. And they're led by Teddy Bridgewater, a quarterback that apparently we tried
Teddy
to
B.
sign this offseason. So,
Yeah.
and then he said no because of the lack of true quarterback competition with Mitch, which is pretty evident that was true. But yeah, we got a game against the Carolina Panthers. What do you think about this game coming up?
Look, this is probably one of the toughest teams that you're gonna play on your schedule. Like Carolina, they're playing great right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Little do people know that the Panthers they got the 5th best passing game in the NFL, and that's under Teddy Bridgewater. They got 2 good wide receivers in Robbie Anderson, former Jet, and Moore. I think the kid Moore, who they drafted a couple of years back. This is the Mike Davis revenge game, former Bears running back, who's now he's starting in place of Christian McCaffrey, who's currently on the IR with a high ankle sprain. Now, pay attention to the injury reports for the Panthers because Christian McCaffrey is eligible to come off IR for this particular game. But I think him being a franchise player, and because the Panthers are playing so well, they're gonna take it easy with him, especially because of the fact that Mike Davis is really balling out right now as the backup running back for the Panthers. So it's not gonna be, the defense, be ready. Be ready. Now, defensively for the Panthers, not great. You can run against them. You can score points against them. So offense, come on.
Man, how many times have we said that?
Right.
Correct.
Here we go again.
Yeah, they're
Oh man. I looked at some of the offensive numbers for the Bears and
it's
whew,
it's rough. But if there's any game that there's any game that they can get their rushing offense going, it's this one. That the Panthers ranked 25th in rushing defense.
yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
they do rank 4th though in pass yards allowed. So this might be the game
Mm-hmm.
where Matt Nagy might have to, rely a little bit more on David Montgomery, and I think we can grab Lamar Miller as well, the dude we just signed, former Texan, off the practice squad this week.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens, if he's, comfortable enough with the offense, if Matt Nagy's comfortable enough with bringing him up and giving him some carries. That's going to be very interesting to see. I think he'll add a great. No, he isn't Tariq Cohen. Obviously, he's not that type of player. So we're still missing that kind of Swiss Army knife, scat back type dude. Which I think, I don't know why Ryan Pace hasn't tried to go out and get someone, because Tariq Cohen was a huge part of this offense. So you would think they would go out and try to get another player like that. But I think Lamar Miller can add a nice, fresh legs for David Montgomery.
And
no doubt.
No doubt.
Let Matt Nagy rely a little bit more on the run this week. So we'll see. It's going to be another dogfight, I feel like. Like every single all of these games are. Just seems like we're just a team built for those kind of games. We have a bend don't break defense. We have an offense that is not good, to say the least. But yeah, it's going to be another dogfight. Do you have an early prediction for this game?
I got the Bears winning. 24-20. 24-20. Yep. And we will be 5-1 for the first time in 8 years.
That would be
fun fact.
That would be great. Yeah, I got the Bears winning too. I think the Bears should win this game off the backs of their defense, of course. I think Eddie Jackson gets his first pick this week. Eddie Given Sunday.
Okay.
Go get our merch, by the way. And it's down in the description on the YouTube page. Go do that. And I think we win 23-21. I think it's another really, really close nail biter.
Similar scores. I like that.
I'm hoping that we don't have to rely last minute on Cairo Santos, because that Bucs game, I was.
Yeah.
My booty cheeks were clenched. TMI, but they were clenched in that moment.
Yeah, that was a lot.
They were clenching pretty hard.
Yeah.
At that moment.
Ooh, wow. Whoa.
Your booty cheeks don't clench when you get nervous? All right. Let's change the subject.
Yeah.
Wait, you were going to answer it?
I was going to answer it too. I was going to answer it. I was about to say, in 2012, I had an incident where.
Where is this going?
That's what I was saying. Let's just stop.
Oh, man. Okay, so we both have the Bears going 5-1 heading into week 7.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. Hope they do. Let's end the show with a segment that we like to call What You Serving. And it's a segment where we just give a shout out to whatever, whoever, wherever we want, because this is our show and we do what we want. So, Bruce, I'll let you go first. What you serving this week?
Come on, bro. Do you have to ask? Do you really have to ask what I'm serving? Hold on. Look what I got. Me.
Wait. Did you buy a pinata just for?
Actually, We
Okay.
went to a birthday
Okay.
party
Okay.
about a few months ago, and my son he still got it. But hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on. Look what I got. The camera see
We see
this?
it.
Do y'all see this? Look at that. Y'all know who that is? Let me turn it around. Yes, indeedy. You know who I'm serving. LeBron James. You know, he actually called me. If you want to go to my IG page and look at the conversation that we had a conversation between, just two goats just talking. And it was a great conversation. He's doing well. I'm proud of him. He just balled out, man, like he always do. He's a champion. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, according to
Wow.
certain people.
That you're one of those certain people.
Well, I don't get into the goat discussion. I let the goats kind of just do it for
Okay.
themselves. Want to I just want to let people know that he is a goat,
Oh, he's a goat. He's not the goat.
and he's a goat. The goat, a goat, yo goat, my goat, doesn't matter. He's a goat. He's a goat. And the haters was mad, and I was just feeding into it. I was just poking away. I was poking away at the haters.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, LeBron James, man, shout out to you, bro. I'm glad we did it. We did it.
Wow.
So happy.
Strong words.
Yeah. So LeBron James,
All right. I can't say I'm
the GOAT.
surprised. Should have expected that. Your goat noise is. I'm actually going to save that and use it as a sound effect on the show going forward.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
Impressive. It's
You're
impressive.
welcome.
It's impressive. I'm
What
serving.
you serving, bro?
So my birthday was late September. My parents were awesome. They got me a gaming system called Nintendo Switch, and
Oh,
I've
wow.
never owned a Nintendo in my life. Okay, I did not own an N64, Super Nintendo, none of those. All right, this is my first Nintendo gaming system, and let me tell you, best gaming system out there right now. Okay, skip Xbox, skip PS4. Nintendo Switch is so dope. So dope. Like,
Wow.
it's the games on it are awesome. I'm playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild right now. Super Mario is super
Okay.
dope on it. Of
Okay.
course, you have Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, just all the classics that we used to play back in the day. Yeah, it's just super dope. You can play on the TV and then
Oh, wow.
take off the system like it's a big ass Game Boy type thing and keep playing while you on the toilet or somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
Just
That's
somewhere where you're not in
okay.
front of a TV. I
I don't
just
know
said
why
toilet because
toilet, but
it's cool to play games while you're on the toilet. I don't know what you do on the toilet, but that's what I
yeah.
like to
Okay.
do. Bunch of TMI
I,
today. Sorry, guys.
I don't want. All right. Yeah.
I apologize.
Getting personal.
Now, my name is Eli, by the way. If you
Yeah.
didn't. Let me tell you that first before I tell you what I do on the toilet.
Right.
Nintendo Switch. If you don't have one, I know Christmas is coming up. It's a really good investment. It's such
Um.
saying.
Yeah. I must say that your parents really love you, man. I was about to say, well, let me check this Nintendo Switch out and see if I can go ahead and purchase me one.
They,
Man, you got some great parents.
They helped me pay for one, but they didn't flat out buy it. But I mean, yeah,
Whatever.
I'll take it. I mean, I'm grateful.
What?
I'm grateful.
Hey, because I'm looking at this price, and if I ask my mother to give me a Switch, she'll be like, okay, go outside, break a branch off the tree, and let me wrap it up for you. And happy birthday. Here's your Switch.
Yeah, my parents love
Man,
me.
brother.
Very grateful.
Yes.
Shout out my mama and my
No
dad.
doubt.
But yeah, I'm a full grown ass man. I have a 3-year-old. I'm married, and that's the kind of gifts I'm getting. I don't care. Judge me. I don't care. I'm not talking to
judging
you. I'm
you at
talking to
all,
everyone
man.
who will be listening to this episode because I'm a grown man that plays video games.
No doubt.
I'm a
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great outlet.
It is. It's great to get lost in a video game, especially in 2020, because
Yes. Definitely.
yeah, this world is crazy. Anyway, speaking of,
Yeah.
y'all should go out and vote. Um, we use
Yes.
this
Go vote.
opportunity right now to say go out and vote. Me and my wife just got our ballots in the mail. About to send those back out. So yeah, before we close the show out, I just want to say go out and vote because it's important.
No
It's
doubt.
very important, especially now. But anyway, thank you all for listening. Make sure you hit subscribe on that YouTube channel if you're watching that way. If you're listening to our audio podcast, thank you. As Bruce shows you a really demonic looking goat. And we appreciate you. We appreciate everything. We appreciate our Patreon supporters who are still rocking with us even to this day. We appreciate you so much. If you haven't copped our merch yet,
That's a dope hoodie.
go do that. It's in the description of the YouTube live video. Go cop. We have coffee mugs. We have phone cases. We have stickers. We don't have hats yet. We'll get there. But we got hoodies and T-shirts. We got all kinds of stuff. So go get you something. Go get you something. Christmas is coming up. Man, let me tell you how dope you would look in a shirt with both of our faces on it. Don't even get me started. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for supporting us and watching and listening. We appreciate it so much. And as always, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Man.
Wow. On that note, bye, guys.